A pivotal moment is unfolding in Los Angeles today. I'm Tracy Paulson, founder of Rightful Legal. For the first time, an individual plaintiff is taking major social media companies to trial over claims that their platforms harmed her as a kid. The plaintiff, identified in court by her initials KGM, is now 20 years old. Today, she's expected to testify before a jury in Los Angeles Superior Court about the mental health struggles she says began after she started using social media at a young age. Her case is the first Bellwether trial in a consolidated group of more than 1,600 lawsuits filed against Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Snap. The plaintiffs, including hundreds of families and school districts, allege that these companies knowingly design products that are addictive and harmful to young users. KGM was 9 years old when she joined Instagram. Her lawsuit argues that social media companies made deliberate design decisions to increase engagement among children, and this was not by accident, but for profit. It points to features such as algorithm-driven endless feeds, reward systems that encourage repeated use, constant notifications, and what it calls inadequate age verification and parental controls. The complaint states that children are particularly vulnerable because of their stage of development and alleges the companies understood and took advantage of that vulnerability. Two of the companies, TikTok and Snap, reached settlements with KGM before trial began, but they remain defendants in other similar cases moving forward this year. In court, so far, jurors have already heard from Instagram's head, Mosseri, who testified that while excessive use can be problematic, it is important to distinguish between clinical addiction and what he described as problematic use. He said protecting minors is ultimately good for business. Mark Zuckerberg also testified last week, telling jurors that Meta focuses on building sustainable community, not maximizing screen time. When questioned about age restrictions, he acknowledged that some children lie about their age and said Meta has developed stronger detection tools over time, adding that he wished certain safety measures had been implemented sooner. Meta has stated that the central question for the jury is whether Instagram was a substantial factor in KGM's mental health challenges, noting that she faced difficulties before joining social media. Jurors also heard from YouTube's vice president of engineering, 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐜, who was questioned about internal goals tied to watch time. He testified that YouTube measures what it calls time well spent, not simply time accumulated. Now, with KGM preparing to speak today to the jury, the focus shifts. This is the first opportunities that jurors have to hear in her own words how she believes these platforms affected her childhood, her mental health, and her development. Because this is a bellwether trial, its outcome could influence hundreds, potentially thousands of similar cases nationwide. At stake is more than just one verdict. The jury's being asked to consider whether social media platforms are simply communication tools or products designed in ways that can foreseeably harm children. This week, the plaintiff's testimony may become the emotional and factual center of that decision. Rightful Legal represents young victims in social media addiction nationwide. Please stay tuned for further updates. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me directly at 617-821-5856. Please share or follow us for more updates. Thank you so much.